Good morning, Wednesday, so episode in English, 6:40, and I'm inviting you to see what I have prepared for us today. At least it seems that weather will be nice, but we'll see anyway. Black butterfly, he went away, so back to the black bee. As far as I recall, this is probably something new on my English-speaking daily vlog. Basically, I live near the voluntary firefighters base in Otmuchów, and this is their alarm sound. So basically, firefighters from city are now running, driving, riding towards the firefighters base. Yeah, now they assembled and they are going into action. And they went to the city or some villages behind the city. Okay, I have not pretty shadow from my camera, but I have to live with that. So anyway, game dev vlog number 7. One idea for today, ad hoc and game design document. So let's see, what does it mean? So ad hoc means more or less created on the spur of the moment or for a particular purpose. So it means more or less that something is created now without planning, without conceptualizing. Just we are creating just for now, for next next moment. So ad hoc. And game design document is a highly descriptive living software design document of the design of a video game. So this is some kind of document which contains different ideas, different design ideas, different prototypes, pictures, in general document which describing the product which the team is building. Some time ago I was listening podcast Writing Excuses. In this podcast there was some writers and they were discussing different writing approaches. So sometimes they were discussing discovery writing. So this was the approach that you are writing and have no idea what you will write in the end. So basically idea after idea after idea, you're writing your plot, your book. And the opposite approach was to go through the world building, history building, person building, and when you have built those ideas, then you are putting those ideas into motion, and you are just more or less observing what will your plot show you. Because you can have the ending, you can have the story, you can have middle of your book, everything, but then you're filling the gaps and you have story. So in writing, there are two approaches: those discovery writing and world building writing. And in game design, I found that there are also two approaches, more or less like I mentioned before, ad hoc, when you are building and coding and drawing and recording everything you have in your mind now, and you are doing this as fast as you can to not lose your flow and not lose your muse. And I guess this is fine, for example, for game jams. And opposite approach will be going through game design document, when you are planning, building, defining and gathering your ideas in one document. Also, as I was reading, the game design document is often required by your publisher. But if you are indie game developer and you don't have a strict contract with your publisher, or you even don't have publisher, you don't have to prepare game design document, but it is often recommended to build some version of this document, some outline, some draft at least of this document. Or you can go and produce everything ad hoc. So for my game, I believe that the game design document is some kind of overkill, because I don't have so as much ideas that I should have to write them down into the document. But I did one experiment, and this experiment involved ChatGPT. So basically I created a separate conversation in ChatGPT, and I was chatting about my ideas. And I treated my my chatbot, my counterpart, as a kind of sometimes lazy, sometimes distracted assistant. And I was giving him or her my ideas, and from time to time I was telling it to compile them. And sometimes it was pretty accurate, sometimes it was pretty weird, but more or less this chat was remembering my ideas and could compile them into the more or less descriptive way. So I told it after some discussions to produce a game design document, and it told me that this is too big document and she can't do that. But he, I don't know, ChatGPT, it produced outline, some kind of table of contents of different elements of game design document. And then I told it to fill, let's say, uprawa and hodowla. It was more or less growth and taking care of your animals, and to prepare a whole paragraph about this. And I was going step after step after step, and it produced about 40 pages of game design document. Sometimes it hallucinated and write about design elements which we didn't discuss, and he was very confident about those elements, so I have to tell him, no, rewrite this paragraph, and don't forget that I'm solo developer, or this is not platform game, this is more or less like a Stardew Valley game. And after that, reminding her it about those ideas, it it was rewriting them, and it was way better. So I have kind of, let's say, moderately well written game design document based on my ideas, and I was copying and pasting those paragraphs into the Google Docs. So I have this document, and I can print this and work on this further. Despite I'm working totally ad hoc. My ideas, when I have time, when I have ideas, I'm just working ad hoc. I don't have plan, I don't have Kanban boards, I don't have system for that. But I have a game design document, as you can more or less see, and yeah. So if you are struggling with ideas for a game, I recommend you to go to ChatGPT, start new separate chat, and tell him your ideas, tell him your inspiration, make him to write a kind of outline or more or less compilation of your ideas, check if they are more or less what you're thinking, and then propose him to write a game development document, game design document, GDD, and go paragraph after paragraph and see what will happen. Yeah, for me it was kind of scary experience, because I immediately found that I'm way out of scope of my game. So basically I'm thinking about something like Stardew Valley, and this is totally work for few years, and I probably cannot afford so much time for this game. So anyway, it looks like this is all for today. So I invite you to check my daily vlog next week, and yeah, basically thanks for watching, and see you next week. Bye.